Good morning, Cedar Valley. This is Teresa Nikas. Welcome to Quiet Echo. There was a barbershop one town over from where I grew up. It had been there 60 years. When I was a girl, my father drove 20 minutes to it, rather than 5 to the shop nearby, because the barber knew how my father wanted it cut before he was in the chair. By the time I was grown, the old barber had handed the shop to a nephew. The nephew was not unkind. He was just somewhere else. He cut hair competently, asked no questions, remembered nothing. The shop still cut hair. It no longer sold the thing it had always sold, which was the feeling of being known. It closed 15 years ago. The nephew blamed the chain salon by the highway. The salon was real. It was also 25 miles away and had been there 9 years before the shop went under. The salon was the weather. The nephew was the reason. If I am honest, the shop had died some years before it closed. The chair stayed full a while longer. But what made it his shop was already gone. I have been thinking about the shop because I am thinking about newspapers. Newspapers have been closing for 20 years, hundreds of them. At nearly every funeral, the cause of death has been given as the internet. The reader went online. The advertising went online. The classified page, which paid for everything, went online and did not come back. All of it is true. I will not tell you the internet was a ghost story. The loss of the classified page was a real wound, and some good papers, run by people who never forgot their readers, bled out from it anyway. I will not insult those papers by pretending otherwise, but here is what I cannot get past. The internet did not arrive at one newspaper. It arrived at all of them on the same morning, the way weather arrives at every farm in a valley at once. If the internet alone were the killer, it would have killed evenly. It did not. Some papers are still here, and they are the ones who never forgot they had customers. A newspaper is a business like any other. Its customer is the reader. It can forget the reader the way the nephew forgot the men in his chair. It looks like this. The paper covers the distant outrage instead of the school board because the outrage is cheaper and comes pre-written. It talks down to the reader. It treats the reader not as a neighbor, but as an audience to be counted and sold to advertisers. It becomes, a little at a time, less useful, less surprising, less honest. Then it watches its readers leave and says the word internet, the way the nephew said chain salon. The reader did not leave because a screen was shiny. The reader left because the paper had stopped being worth the trip. A reader forgives a paper anything except the sense it has stopped seeing him. I want to say one more thing before I close. There is a particular kind of forgetting I have been describing, and it is worth naming carefully because it is not laziness and it is not malice. The nephew was not lazy. He stood at the chair all day, and the work was honest work. He was not cruel. He would have been hurt to hear himself described this way, and I would not say it to his face. What the nephew lost was not effort and not kindness. What he lost was attention. He stopped noticing the man in the chair. He still asked, "How do you want it?" But he had stopped listening to the answer. He performed the haircut and missed the person. A business can run for years on performance after the attention is gone. The lights stay on. The doors open at 9. The product still leaves the counter. From across the street, nothing looks wrong. But the customer feels it on the first visit. The customer always feels it first. The customer knows he has become a transaction before the owner knows he has started running one. This is true of a barbershop, and it is true of a newspaper, and it is true, I suspect, of every other thing human beings build to serve one another. The work outlives the attention by years, and the years between are the years the customer quietly starts looking for the door. Cedar Valley News is 68 years old. It was founded in 1957 when this valley had more farms than streetlights. It has outlived a great many papers, and the fact buys it nothing. The cemetery is full of old businesses who thought age was a wall around them. A year ago, on June 5th, we started sending these editorials to you a new way and reading them aloud a little after, because a paper unwilling to walk to where its readers are is composing its own last sentence. June 5th marks 1 year of the effort. 1 year is not a birthday. It is a progress report, and only the people holding it can grade it. I will end with a test. It is not about newspapers. Every business you depend on is, this week, either remembering you or forgetting you. The bank, the grocer, the garage. You already know which ones still see you and which ones have started looking past you. The ones who still see you are worth your loyalty while they are here to receive it. Cedar Valley News has a Facebook group. There is a conversation going on. Tell us about a business who never forgot you, the shop or the counter or the person who knew your name. I will put the link in the show notes. This is Teresa Nikas, your host for today's Quiet Echo. Thanks for listening. Quiet Echo is part of the fictional Cedar Valley news series, written by Evan Swenson, publisher, publication consultants, and Claude Marshall, AI developmental editor. While the people and town of Cedar Valley are fictional, the long decline of American newspapers and the loss of classified advertising revenue are real.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open. This is Cedar Valley News.